Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. The topic is about Anton Chekhov from Russia. Anton Pavlovich Chekhov was a Russian playwright and short story writer who is considered to be one of the greatest writers in the world. Please don't forget to subscribe us. Anton Chekhov was born on February 29, 1860 in Taganrog City, Russia. He was born into a poor family. His father had a grocery store. Anton Chekhov had a big and friendly family. He had 4 brothers and 1 sister. The mother was engaged in child rearing and housekeeping. He enrolled in the high school where his older brother had learned. He worked with his brothers in his father's shop when he had free time. His father was fascinated by music, and this fascination prevented him from trading, and with the bankruptcy of his father, they could not support their family with a small trade, and so little Anton at the beginning of his life. He became acquainted with the ominous face of poverty and realized its destructive effects. All of his family traveled to Moscow due to unfavorable conditions in 1876. He had to stay alone to finish high school in Taganrog City. It was a very difficult time for him. Every day he studied at high school, and he earned money for his living expenses through private night classes. Although Chekhov lived in hardship and pressure, he did not express the slightest complaint with his self-esteem, and with a lot of work and effort. While studying in his hometown, Anton wrote about his first visit to Moscow. As soon as I graduate from school, I'll fly to Moscow on my wings. I really like it. He completed his primary education and went to Moscow to study at the medical school at Moscow University in 1879. He came to Moscow to live forever and to improve his writing of Moscow. The crowded and noisy environment of Moscow City had an impressive effect on him. He wrote, "Those who get used to this city will never leave it. I will be a Muscovite forever." Meanwhile, Anton Chekhov's family hadn't had a satisfying and convenient life. Therefore, he started to write short histories to earn money. He published his stories in humor journals. He worked in hospitals during his studies at Moscow University. In addition, every night he fantasized about writing good, innovative, and unique stories. There were lots of opportunities for writers, but the salaries of novice writers were too small. 1884 was a happy year for Anton Chekhov because he graduated as a physician and practiced medicine in Krasnoyarsk, near Moscow. In the summer of that year, he went to Babaevo City to rest, where he met Sarvin, the editor of the famous Petersburg newspaper. Also, he published his first book in this year, and it was his first success for a young writer. His histories were published in the best journals and he became one of the famous writers of his time. Gradually, his family's financial situation improved. His family came to a new house in center of Moscow. In 1888 he went to the Crimea with a group of friends, including Sarvin, where he wrote the famous tales Step, Lights, Birthday Party, Bells, and composed a joke called The Bear on a Screen. In 1888 he was awarded the Pushkin Prize by the Imperial Academy of Sciences, and he became a member of the Society of Lovers, Russian Literature, at the following year. In the same year he staged the play Jungle Demon in 4 scenes. The funny tale of courtship on one screen, and he wrote the famous story A Boring Legend from an Old Man's Notebook. Doctors advised him to travel to the Crimea or the south of France. In 1893, he published the story of the Unknown Man and the famous travel notes to Siberia entitled Sakhalin Island. His illness worsened in Sakhalin, but on his return to Moscow he refused medical care until 1897, when he became severely ill. On the advice of Dr. Alexei Ostromov, one of his professors at the medical school, Chekhov traveled to Yalta for complete treatment and then to a Black Sea tuberculosis care center. In 1901 he married Olga Dnieper, the star of the Moscow Art Theater. In May 1904, he was no longer able to get out of bed and went with his wife to a German nursing home in Badenweiler, where he died in June 1904 at the age of 44. His body was buried in the Novodevichy Church Cemetery in Moscow. Thank you for watching us. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe us.